So I want to share several different ideas in one video. The first being for players of the game Blue Zone Hockey. If you played the game Blue Zone Hockey, you know that it uses playing cards, but it really only uses playing cards to determine home and visitor, red being home, black being visitor. The faces don't matter, the suits don't matter. Well, actually, the suits kind of matter if they're red or black, but other than that, the suits don't matter, the numbers don't matter. Did I say numbers? Doesn't matter. The jokers don't even matter. All of those things matter in another game that I'm using that involves a deck of cards, that being deck of cards, hockey. So I'd really rather just use this deck for deck of cards, and I've been thinking for a little while that really for Blue Zone, especially if I'm playing it off camera, really all that I need are cards that say H for home and V for visitor on them. Like, this is really more than is necessary, it feels like. So because I was cutting out sheets of fast action cards for a game that I'm working on, one of my own games, earlier today, a game that I have in development, I was left with a whole bunch of pieces of leftover cardboard that are about the same size that I would rather just not throw away. I used something like this not that long ago as what I like to call a timer bar in a video where I featured Paradise Hockey. I was playing Paradise Hockey for the first time in a while. And again, these are all about the same size. Now, they're not entirely perfect, but especially in a game where I'm going fast, I'm not going to notice that, oh, well, that card's 1 millimeter wider or half millimeter wider, so that's a home and not a visitor. I'm really not going to be able to cheat the game like this with this. They are close enough. And I have 35 of each right now, 35 V's and 35 H's, and rarely in a game of Blue Zone Hockey do I ever use any more than 25. So another thing that I like about these, and this is basically, again, this is going to be a combination. This is arts and crafts, this is recycling, this is design and storage ideas. This is just kind of a smorgasbord here of a video. Just wanted to do something a little different. I do like to do that from time to time. So this is where I also store my chance and half chance cards for the game Blue Zone Hockey. In this case, that formerly held a piece of cake from a vegan cafe nearby. And I even used, to go back to the bicycle deck, I have a couple of cards here that I'm not even quite sure what you call them. I guess they're poker culture. And these I don't even use in a game like Blue Zone. So I use these to actually divide and keep separated the chance and half chance cards there for Blue Zone. And so I can keep those in addition to now the home visitor cards that I have for the game. And everything fits nice and neat pretty much in this case. So, and again, I talked about these strips already. I still have a whole bunch left over. This one here, this was originally a home that, just me being me, I turned into a bit of a hab when I realized it, and you can probably notice on camera the marker's a little too dark. This cardboard is 200 thick and not 240 thick. If these were anything like permanent good copy flash cards, or not flash cards. I'm saying flash cards because Flash Hockey will work its way into this, but if these were, I think, like a final, anything like close to a final draft of fast action cards, I'd probably go a little thicker. But again, these are rough copy cards for rough play, working things out. There's so much to be worked out still about this game. But then I'm still left with a whole bunch of pieces of cardboard that, again, all relatively the same size. And so for little developmental things for other games that I'm working on, I can put little player card information, things like that. I can even scribble out really rough, maybe modifications too. And here comes the little tease, the sneak peek here in 3, 2, 1 to these. So again, this is a game that I'm working on, but all along as I'm working on it, I will completely acknowledge that this game would not have been possible without playing Flash Hockey and getting an idea for this game that I've been working on. This game that I'm working on, actually, that I have a name, but I'm gonna keep that, among other things, close to the vest for the time being. It is part Flash Hockey, part Grid Zone, and I would also say less so, but certainly inspired in one way, in no small way, by the game Hoops, play games, Keith Avalon, play.com, and those games. So it's kind of a Flash Hockey, Grid Zone, which again, Grid Zone is not a hockey game, nor is Hoops, but you can get inspiration anywhere. So again, that's something that I'm working on, and yeah, again, I thought I would arts and crafts and recycle and a sneak peek. I guess there's another Here's a third. For a game that I have in development that again is based on Flash, it's a combination of Flash hockey, grid zone, and one idea borrowed from Hoops, but I would argue since modified enough that I think I can call it my own, while still fully acknowledging that I got the initial idea for it from Hoops. But again, Hoops is basketball, grid zone is grid zone, it's grid ball, it's its own sport, and that's why even though I play only hockey here at the tabletop at the desktop, I do appreciate venturing out into the sports sim gaming community and drawing inspiration from other channels, even if they're not necessarily playing any hockey. So anyway, that's me sharing a few ideas once again. Thanks and bye for now.